真剣でごわす。
上下
真剣でごわ
上下
す。
上下
真剣でごわ
of all the time to throw cat ass. Wow. Especially because I'm playing Cammy tonight. That is extremely appropriate. But, alright, y'all. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy New Year. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. We're throwing hands. How has everybody's New Year been so far? Hopefully good. I want to say in the overall, for me, pretty good so far. The only thing is that I have now gotten used to I've gotten used to a schedule where I'm not getting up to go do a lot of like quote unquote work related stuff, which means I now have to readjust. To like normal schedule things. My headphones did a silly. Hang on a second. Hopefully this doesn't mess up output for y'all. But yeah, but hi Shiny, hi Stubby, hi everybody. It's good to see y'all. Yeah, I've been keeping devil hours, so this is the part where unfortunately I now have to readjust to like not devil hours, which is difficult. I hope that sound went through. I'm not entirely sure if my sounds work correctly when I accidentally jostle my headphones. Thank you so much for the follow. We do keep our follow alerts anonymous, so that okay, it did. That's good. We do keep our follow alerts anonymous so that people can kind of like lurk and do what they feel like doing. Hang on a second, I gotta unplug and replug this. But yeah, if you joined just now, you are appreciated. Thank you very much. Alright. So yeah, that. So if I do a little bit of that tonight, that's the devil hours catching up with me. But yeah, overall, mine has been good so far. Things are looking very good for Shoot Lancer. We met for the first, like the immunity team met for the first time since break today, and I've got a couple things that I'm looking forward to like put together. But all right, let's play some Street Fighter because I'm late. The reason why I'm late is mostly because we finished at around 5:30 or so, and from where we meet up for team stuff, it takes about 50 minutes on 40 to 50 minutes on the sub, 40 to 50 minutes not round trip, that's not correct. 40 to 50 minutes one way is about how much it takes, even though I only have to take one train, because there's a bit of walking time involved in the train, and the specific train that I take down there is like maybe on a good day, 5 minutes. Sometimes during slower times, up to 10 minutes between trains. Thank you, Lambert. I appreciate it. I am attempting to find where the Street Fighter 6 button is. Forgive me for taking a minute. I was having a moment. I'm like, where is this? yeah, as noted here with the winter rent drive, I did say it earlier. I need to update my pin post on AT Proto so that people are aware of that. I am going to be running the rent drive until end of January. At this point, I'm pretty sure that the opportunity I've been talking about, it's locked in at this point. I have a couple of things I need to review before it gets started, but it's locked in. But I don't get my first paycheck till like February 1st. So anything that y'all can throw in for the winter rent drive is extremely appreciated. If you can't throw a hand, I also completely understand that. Please, by all means, just share the link, let people know what's what. And that's pretty much that as far as all that goes. Insofar as like what that is and what that's about. But how are you doing, Lambert? Hopefully well. Happy New Year. Get out there, sell those bricks. Oh no. And I'm like only halfway awake. This chaos is going to be you're going to be an absolute fucking menace and mess in my chat, aren't you? Oh wow. It's Cammy's birthday. This is actually even better because it means that I get extra kudos on top of more drive tickets. I'm fine with this. This works for me because I'm de-rusting Cammy. So I'm gonna go to casual match first because I think that's going to be the way to keep my brain honest and keep me from like getting Welcome on in, everybody from Jasmine Stream. Deeply appreciate it. Thank you for rating and Happy New Year. Let me shout this out. How's Half-Life 2? Hopefully good. Hi, everybody from Jasmine Stream. My name is Sean. Call me to that, SJ. I make games. I play games. Games make me, basically. First stream of the new year. We are playing some Street Fighter 6, mostly because I would very much like to de-rust my Cammy and get my weight back up with Cammy because I am a mess. Half-Life 2 commentary, interesting to see the. Yeah, and it's always a privilege even to be able to like even get that much insight. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your food. But yeah, everybody that's come in on Jasmine Stream raid, welcome. Keep in mind, if you're wondering what that winter rent drive thing up there is, just to say it in brief because I said it right before y'all came in, so some of y'all might have missed it. TLDR, I start a new job at the end of January. I don't get my first paycheck till February. Winter rent drive basically makes sure that like I'm covered in terms of like rent, food, all that other stuff until I get my first paycheck. We are currently at 63% of the $4,000 goal. We do have donation incentives, like so $5 I put on googly eyes. $10 is some push-ups and sit-ups stuff. $20 lets you change the background of this thing right here for a bit. And then if you can't give, just feel free to pass on the link to whatever. It is not an obligation. I understand that. Like times are tight, money is tight. I'm not gonna be pressing people for that. If you can't give, please share. That's pretty much all I ask. And then if we manage to make the goal, because at this point so far we have managed to do for additional milestones, we've unlocked streams for Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne HD Remaster, which I did play last year. So we're gonna move it into like maybe like late 2026, early 2027. Well, last stream I said 2027 is probably when we would play it again because I don't like to play the same game unless I'm doing like a special series where it's like, all right, I want to go through all of the games in the series back to back or whatever. I usually do not like replay games on the channel without having given it like a couple years, right? Metroid Dread is not what we're playing, and I forgot to change that warning message, so let me go do that. It's always something that you forget. So, timers. I have decided on what our new game is now that we've finished the Sunday game we were playing, which is Metroid Dread, which we did. With Metroid Dread in particular, we did actually that was one of the incentives for the rent drive, and we did finish it recently. So I've decided on what game we're going to be playing now that we're done. Now that we've finished Metroid Dread. Why are we underwater? Hey Shan, hang on a second. We are underwater for some reason, and that makes me nervous. I don't like that. I think I know what it is. Let me see one thing real quick, because we are underwater for some reason, and that worries me. Yeah, there we go. That was it. Alright. Well, hopefully, Shan, you're doing well. So yeah, our last milestone for the rent drive is Shadow Hearts 1. Wrong one. Playing Ace Combat 7 and arriving listening to you. Excellent. There we go. I had to just think a little bit there. Yeah, I don't feel like learning that stuff, so let's see. Okay, I just didn't link correctly. There we go. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do my usual set of warm-ups, mostly just because they're very, okay, that still works. I just was so before I just wasn't doing it. Okay, that still works. Yeah, that doesn't work then. So. That still works though. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Oh. Yeah. This is like, it's like other shenanigans. So like, yeah, that doesn't work. Alright, that's good to know though. So, I just gotta stick to my basics. So, the reason why I'm not doing my usual warm-ups with Cammy, normally with a character, well, I probably should wind up doing a couple. So normally what I do, especially if I'm just learning a character, is that I will spend a little bit of time before I actually start playing, just like doing this little warm-up exercise where I may walk back and forth a little bit, try to hit like the max hit of a button every now and again. And the main reason for that is to remind myself, right, of it's deliberately to remind myself of how far my buttons reach and what they do. I'm doing casual matches first. And the reason why I'm doing casual matches first is because I need to keep myself honest and not over focus on doing ranked stuff. At least not immediately. One of the things that I did admittedly sort of get away from, which happens, right? Because I spent so long, especially with Viper, focusing on trying to get my ranked weight up, the problem is that I put a lot of focus on how my ranked score was like fluctuating up and down, and that is not conducive to like actually that's not conducive to like actually getting sort of like the face time that you need to actually sort of get better as a player. Oops, I didn't really need to dive kick there. Like, so I'm gonna spend some time in some casual matches so that I have the opportunity to run through either long sets or sets with a bunch of opponents, just so I can kind of like relearn some of my instincts with Cammy. Oops. Yeah. Smash, burn. Yeah, honestly, they could have killed me if they'd done the, is that what, a seismo, I think? They probably could have killed me off of that without having to, risk it running back over. What am I not doing there? Yeah. You're done. Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind that I was gonna kill. But yeah, like this, so I'm going back to playing casual matches for a bit, just because I need an environment where I can run a lot of matches and not have to stress about like potentially like messing up my my rank or anything, because then that keeps my mind off of the bullshit that I shouldn't be worrying about, which is like rank numbers, and focusing more on like Yeah, because I also need to like learn how to do dive kicks, as y'all can see. Like my dive kicks are kind of fucked up. Like my input, it's mostly that my inputs are not very clean, and that's causing inputs with like causing issues with me getting dive kicks when I would like them. Yep, it's plus. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know. That's fine. I'd rather eat that loop, so I just feel it out. This is what I mean by like no pressure, right? I can afford to sort of just like stop and play a little bit slower. Sort of just feel out a couple things. Nope. Gonna jump there. Nope. Was a little too slow on that. Stay down. Ah, messed up. And the drive rush didn't come out. Now you're good.
Cammy wins. Round 1.
I messed up part of the punish there, but it's okay, because like I can afford to do that now. Yep. I need to be careful about that. I really didn't need to do that to assert that space. Yep. There we go. There we go. So, I'm sort of just taking this opportunity to kind of like just feel out my normals again. And work on some of my other... Yeah, the only thing is that my dive kicks are really fucked up on that side, which is not ideal. Would have been better to back throw me. Nope. Tempting as it was to BI there. There we go.
Cammy wins.
Yeah. So one of the things that I also want to like get back to working in that I know I've been slipping on with like Viper and other characters that sometimes when I need to like try to check people low, I've not been using a lot of my like crouching light kick. Once you understand the range of your character's crouching light kick, it is a very good, especially if people are in a situation where they may want to block high against you or block low against you a lot. Nope. Unfortunate. I respect it. They tried to jump, but I think they jumped a little too late, so it didn't work out. I wanted to do Spiral Arrow, but it's okay. BRB, I gotta check my basement nonsense. Alright. I dropped it. That's annoying. They might have quit. We'll have to see. Alright, they didn't. That's good. Yeah, the cammy classic is especially in this game in particular. 1 or 2 jabs into standing light kick. It's not like ooh. That's really annoying. I've been dropping that combo, which means that I'm not doing my double quarter circles cleanly. Oops. Yeah, I deserve that. I should have probably been able to stop that. Oops. If I hadn't done a standing medium kick, I would have been able to make it work after that. Hadouken. Nah. I respect that you tried, but that wasn't gonna work. I respect that you tried, but that wasn't gonna work. No.
Cammy wins.
I'll give them the 5, and if they don't show me anything interesting, then I'm gonna let them go. Nope. Oops. See the backup? That's because... Oops, my fault. I got a little bit too eager to walk in, and I walked right into Ken standing heavy kick distance. Which is my fault, really. And that's why sometimes, especially when somebody's in the corner, you want to check them with lights or a cancelable medium or heavy normal, specifically so that if they try to like DI out of the corner, they kind of eat shit for trying. Yeah. No, I messed up. I forgot to use OD there. And that's why you see that's why the Ken is doing the back walk, specifically to avoid getting caught. The Ken was doing the back walk specifically to avoid getting hit by Spin Knuckle. Because if you force Cammy to do Spin Knuckle and then she lands, and then Cammy happens to land too far ahead of you, like too far ahead of you on her part, then you get the Punisher for free. And it does not have like lower body invulnerability or anything like that, so. Oops. Yeah, Ken can't do that. So the thing about Ryu and Ken is that while they play very similarly, Ryu and Ken, but the main issue that Ken has, it's not that his fireballs are, but they don't function exactly the same as Ryu's do. Ryu, in particular, because of how fast his Hadouken recovers, it is a lot easier for him to use it as like a bait and pressure tool in certain circumstances. You can use his for pressure, but Ken's recovery on his is worse. So it's one of those things where he has less situations where, like, Ryu can throw a fireball as like a starting point, and if Ken throws a fireball, he can still do that, but Ken can still throw a fireball as like a starting point for his pressure, but because his recovery is worse, he usually wants to do it after a knockdown. So does Ryu. I'm trying to figure out like the best way to describe this in a way that makes sense for what I'm trying to talk about. Ryu's fireball, when he does it, he has better recovery, and his fireballs are faster, right? This means basically that Ryu can do things like, especially when it comes to what we call a fireball war, where you have two characters that have fireballs and they keep kind of like throwing them back and forth, and you're trying to see who essentially gets fucked over first in the fireball war. Ryu is really good at fireball wars because his fireball recovers a lot faster. So it's a lot easier for him to like make that work. His fireballs don't travel as fast, and his recovery on them is worse. So it's one of those things where, as a result, there we go. Ed could have gotten out of either of those if he'd done Super Art 1. I would have basically eaten shit. Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, that's fair. Good bait. Yeah, alright. So yeah, with Ryu, his fireballs, because of how they recover and stuff like that, it is a lot harder to drive it back. It is a lot easier to kind of like make Ryu eat shit for trying that kind of thing. And on the other hand, his fireball is still pretty good. It's just that it's very situational. He has to sort of set it up from beforehand. All right, I'm back to Chill Gippers. I'm not playing Elena Lambert. It doesn't work like that. And tonight's not an Elena night anyway, so. Oh, yeah, and I'm certainly not showing my grippers for free, so... unfortunate. So yeah, with Ed, the main thing I'm gonna have to be careful of mostly is like, a lot of like the mid-range stuff that he's doing will catch me out if I'm pressing buttons at the wrong time. The main thing though is that this Ed is very willing to like kind of just press buttons and throw shit out, which 50-50, right? Because the main thing is that like it'll work in his it'll work to his advantage if he's doing it at mid range, where you know he can do flickers and things like that and get away with it. But yeah, I should have done that. He went first. You need to stop doing that. Yeah, I messed up. One jab might have been better. Two pushed him back too far. It's fine. This is like the fighting sense I need to kind of get back anyway. No. If you were going to do anything about that, you should have done that. Yeah, greedy. That was greedy on his part. Still. Yeah, no, you need to stop doing that. The other thing is that this Ed, I'm not always making the calls, but I have sort of a feeling for the way that they want to operate. And because they're very predictable in that sense. I wasn't sure if they were going to do something there, but I decided to make a guess that they would. Why did you cut the DI out of that? Yeah, SA2, and now it will use this as a juggle. Not enough for a travel. Ooh. No. You shouldn't have done that. I understand why you did that, but you shouldn't have done that. That was not clever on your part. So yeah, that Ed, the main thing is that they have a pretty good understanding of mid-range and where to put stuff at mid-range, but they kept doing a thing where they're like, oh yeah, haha. It's like lol haha lol lamau haha, right? That Ed has a pretty good understanding of the mid range, but to more clearly explain the thing I was talking about, their main flaw was that they kept trying to push really hard in certain aspects and became very predictable. So it's like, all right, and I don't really have to do that much. I don't remember that version of Power Charges Plus. So if that Ed had been a little bit calmer at the mid range, I would have had a harder time. Yep, alright. I expect that he tried to do the overhead as a way of doing meaty pressure, but unfortunately that does not work in that situation, too far out. So, one thing that is very common in this game, characters who have standing overheads like Terry does, you will see a lot of players, if they're able to get a knockdown, they will usually try to drive rush and then do the overhead afterward. And that's usually because, like, the extra frames from the overhead will, the extra frames from the overhead, if it hits, will usually allow for some pretty sick combos. It's a really good way of creating pressure, but you have to basically do it at distances where you are not going to... Oop. You have to do it at a distance where you have enough time to, like, actually get the thing out, because if you do it, if you mistime the distance, it doesn't work out.
Cammy wins. Round 1. Fight.
And the thing about the other thing about drive rush, right? And it's not something that you pick up on. I need to be a little careful about that because I'm getting into the habit of doing that a little bit too much. Let's see. Yeah, okay, good call. No. Unfortunate. So, if Terry had been closer when he did that, I would have gotten hit by that drive impact. The main problem is that because Terry was far enough away, I basically hit with like the last active frames of spin knuckle, which gave me time to recover. And that's why Terry wants to do the drive rush overhead, because you also how fucking beefed up that combo was, right? Ooh, the neutral jump was to avoid the dive kick. Alright, no. They're burned out. Yeah, that's my fault. I shouldn't have backed off. I would have had to basically risk eating Super Art 1 or Super Art 3 realistically, and that wouldn't have been the worst thing. There we go. Thank you for that free DP. Oops, messed up the combo. Ooh, okay. You know the trick. That was good. So, a little known fact about Cammy's overdrive spin knuckle. If you do it when you're close to the opponent, she will in fact switch sides and like actually go behind them. If you're aware that it's coming, you can jab her out of it. If you're not, you eat shit. Okay, so they're not... Yep, good reaction with the rising tackle. See, they tried to do... You saw how they tried to do the drive rush there, right? But I was really close. Yeah, that was plus enough for me to eat shit, so that was a good call. The thing about drive rush is that when you use it, there is a period of time during which you cannot block. You have to travel a certain distance with the drive rush before you are allowed to block. So if you're not careful and you drive rush at the wrong spacing, people can like jab you out of it. I should be dead from this, unless they fuck it up. Yeah. The main thing, so this Terry more or less has an understanding of what they're supposed to be doing, but I can tell that they're still feeling out certain combo things, still. Nah, that does combo. I pressed standing like kick too slow. Yeah, you can't do OD there like that. Doesn't work. I respect what you're trying, but no. Alright, so it looks like this Terry is not... Maybe if I press them, they might be willing, but it looks like this Terry's not willing to spend super meter on something like... Oops. They're not willing to spend meter on something like a reversal super. They will for like OD. Yeah, good bait. Yeah, okay. So they're also willing to call out those gaps, which means I need to stop doing that as much, if I can manage that. Yeah, it's not plus. Yeah, OD, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, that's fair. I dropped that again. I'm not doing the input correctly. That's very annoying. Yeah, good throw. Oops. There we go. Terry's crouching medium punch in particular, because of the way that like some of Terry's other buttons work, Terry's crouching medium punch is sort of like his moneymaker button. His standing medium punch is also pretty good, but his crouching medium punch is exceptionally good. So getting caught by it is very inconvenient. Nope. I was not low enough when I hit him to make that work. No, too close, doesn't work. There we go. I've been trying to land that all night. And I'm doing it in this relatively low pressure situation so that when I need to land it in other situations, I don't fuck it up. That's the important part. Okay. I think I'm ready for ranked now. I wanted to just spend a little bit of time playing casual matches. One, to let myself warm up under lower pressure. Two things, right? I wanted to let myself warm up under lower pressure. And I also wanted to
Here comes a new challenger.
yeah, so like the main thing is that like playing in ranked, it's very easy to kind of like accidentally overpressure yourself mentally, and then it's like, okay, now if I don't do well, then you know, blah blah, I'm trash. And it's very easy to kind of like fuck up your mental like that, which is why I'm like, I need to go back to playing casual matches for a bit. S plus. Yeah, no, I should have done that. That was a bad call on my part. No. If I was gonna do anything, I should have done Super Art 2, probably, but I don't remember the input for it. Super Art 2 might have gotten me over the fireball. Okay. Yeah. So I like also how whenever since I said I'm not playing Elena tonight, so there's no Gippies, Lambert went, well, unless Lambert came back and unless Lambert hasn't come back yet and I forgot. But I like how, no, he did come back. I like how I said, yeah, there's no Grippies, and Mans went silent, alas. But yeah, the thing I was saying before I got distracted like 3 times, oops. Alright, I forgot I'm playing against, this is also a modern Ken, so I need to be jumping a little bit less anyway. No, I didn't want to do Spiral Arrow there. I messed up and I input error. It's fine. So, the reason why I said I shouldn't jump against Ken so much because they're playing modern. Modern players do not have to do a full DP input in order to like actually do like shoryus and stuff like that. And it's very easy if they have good reactions to do this sort of stuff on reaction. Also, I can't do that as often as I am because this happens. Should have done that. So yeah, like, if a modern player has really good reactions, it's very easy for them to, like, stuff out a lot of you attempting to, like, sit on them. And you kind of just get your shit pushed in. If I had been a little bit more patient and hadn't jumped nearly as much, and if I was slightly more on the ball with those, if I had been slightly more on the ball when the Dragon Lash kicks were coming out, Heavy Dragon Lash, the thing about Dragon Lash kick, with Ken in particular, Heavy Dragon Lash is very plus on block. It's very similar to cammy doing Heavy Spin Knuckle, and it has the same weakness, which is that if you drive impact early enough when it's coming at you, you will catch it out. Yeah, shouldn't have done that. That's my fault. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Part of what's also getting me messed up that I can also feel now is that I'm not confident in certain buttons that I'm pressing, which means I'm hesitating. Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. Yep, good throw. Unfortunate. I had a feeling that the fireball was coming, so I did spin knuckle and went right through it. Ooh. Good, perfect parry. Alright, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So that's probably why they did Super Art 2 the first time, right at round start, because they assumed that I was gonna try to like spin knuckle in or something, which I don't do that normally unless I suspect like a fireball is coming. Yeah, I can throw. Party starter. I'm not dead. It's gonna hurt a lot though. Go huddle. Yep, and then I have to. So you saw how Akuma walked back there, and I tried to grab it. I missed, right? That's a shimmy. The general idea behind the shimmy is that if you suspect that your opponent is going to attempt to if you suspect that your opponent is going to attempt to throw on their wake up because you are going to attempt to grab them, then you use the shimmy to Yeah, they managed to stay away from me long enough to make that not happen. Yeah, I'm in the trenches. I'm in the pits right now. And this is one of the things that I knew was going to kind of be difficult. Like, part of it is mostly that. So here's the thing with Cammy in particular, right? The reason why I like Cammy is that she's a very straightforward character in a lot of ways. And it's very easy to play a very straightforward game with her. But because she's a very straightforward character, it also means that if you as the player are more or less relying on your ability to essentially, like, you gotta basically capitalize on every little thing that you get out of somebody when you're playing as Cammy. Because any other deficits, Cammy doesn't like have a lot of like silly gimmicks to like make up the gap. If there's stuff that you don't know how to do with the player, or that you don't do well, Cammy will expose you very much on that front. You have to be very on top of your game in that sense. Me. Yep. And I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you shouldn't need to do a lot to do that. Yeah. Keep it clean, keep it simple. Alright. Uppercut. Yeah. There we go. So that's the kind of thing I mean, right? Like, there's times where you just have to like straight up outplay somebody because you do not have a lot of like funny tricks and gimmicks to use to like keep people honest as Cammy. Nope. However, once you're in on people, they can have a very difficult time pushing you off if you are careful about how you approach what you're doing. No. Yep, fair. There we go.
Cammy wins.
So yeah. I have noticed how much cammy ass we see in that move. You would notice that. Alright, DJ. DJ's scary. DJ is very, very scary. Take my time, don't have to spend all my butter. Yep, good throw. Ooh.
Right. Who's next?
The main thing that's scary about DJ is that he has a lot of ability to do like feints and stuff like that. So it is very easy for DJ to like bait you into pressing buttons when you shouldn't. See that shit right there? Ooh! Thank goodness I did not press anything. I dropped it again. I've been dropping that lately and that annoys me a little bit.
Cammy wins. Round one. Fight.
Like, doing the slide in my face is bold. Ooh, unfortunate. Because DJ did the drive parry there, the throw did extra damage, unfortunately. Yep. They have not used OD Jackknife as a get off me. So realistically, really, I should be pushing a little bit harder on them on the wake up. But they've been doing a very good job of like not being in reach. This isn't gonna kill, but I don't really need it to. I want to do damage in particular. Yeah, like I don't really need to do, like I've got the advantage here. I don't really need to like rush in and press, really. Because DJ had critical art on deck, so I couldn't be reckless. But the thing about DJ in particular is that he needs a lot of drive meter in order to be able to really threaten you. Y'all saw how fast he was moving, right? Just kind of on his own. And then his drive rush is just really, really, really fast and very, very scary. And that's why he's very dangerous when he has drive meter, especially because then a lot of his other pokes or other sort of like silly moves get really powerful once he has like drive gauge stuff backing him up on that front. That was plus as fuck. And now I gotta eat a throw. No. Ooh. Good thing I didn't drop that. Because I would have let Viper come back at me. Alright. I'm gonna have to shut those down. If I see it coming anyway. Whoops. Good throw. I should be dead here. Good use of meter. Nope. You're done. Viper has a different problem than DJ. Similar but different. So Viper's main thing is that with Viper in particular, Viper needs super meter in order to do reversals. Without super meter for reversals, Viper does not want to be in a situation where she has people all over her. Because none of her overdrives. Whoops. None of Viper's overdrive special moves let her have an invincible wake up at all. So if she's in a situation where that's plus. If she's in a situation where somebody's on top of her and she doesn't have meter for Super Art 1 or anything like that, she has a really bad time keeping people off of her. Unfortunately, I have now baited Viper into using up all of her meter. So if I am careful about this and how I approach, I should be able to make this work. Nope. Yeah. I dropped the combo again, which is really annoying. I've been doing that a lot tonight, and I don't like that. That has been making me agitated.
Now, find a new rival. Round one.
Alright. I'm gonna get Blanca on, aren't I? Hey, Blanca players.
Round two. Fight.
Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, of course. Alright. Alright. We're in business now. Alright. Could have done that. I just waited. Fuck! It's okay.
Blanca wins. Round one. Fight.
Right. The other thing about fighting Blanca, and mentally it has always been a block for me in this game in particular, where because Blanca is basically dipshittery incarnate as a Blanca is like dipshittery incarnate as a character, right? And I don't mean that in like a way that implies that like Blanca players are scrubs for playing him or whatever, but more like quite literally his game plan is be a dipshit prophet in terms of like getting you to like press buttons when you shouldn't be pressing buttons, do all sorts of other stuff, do a lot of like faking you out in terms of what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. He kind of thrives off of that. Oops. I should have just... I was fucking around trying to get extra damage when I shouldn't have been doing that. And I nearly paid for it. But yeah, the thing about Blanca mostly is that while he is a character that thrives on being an absolute dipshit, you have to basically... Playing as Blanca also means that, like, the dipshittery is all extremely high commitment, right? If I'd gotten hit by that. So yeah, this Blanca player obviously understands like how you play Blanca, right? One of the best Street Fighter 6 players in the world is a Blanca player. So like this is not necessarily that, oh yeah, like you're carried by the character, blah blah blah. But it's a thing where because of the fact that like Blanca's kind of like whole thing is play like a shithead prophet. If you get thrown off by that very easily, which I do, right? Like that does happen to me sometimes, and I'm enough of an adult to admit it. It becomes very difficult to kind of like fight back against them effectively. Oh, I didn't even have enough meter for it that time. That's why that didn't come out. Oops. Yep. Yep. Yeah, now I gotta be careful. Yeah, that's why. This should kill. I'm really grateful that I didn't fuck up and go for the dive kick combo afterward because I didn't have enough meter to do it correctly, and I would have thrown the match. I could have thrown it from there if I'd done that. Right, because the only way that you can do after that launching kick to do the other stuff, the only real way that you can. Oh, huh. Okay, cool. Whoops. I was just out of range. Ooh, yeah, good call. Tiger knee. Yeah, that's fair. So that's the main thing with cammy, right? Because I don't have any standing overheads or things like that. Like the way as cammy you kind of like put people in situations is that you got to make them guess really hard between whether or not they're going to get hit or they're going to get thrown. Mostly it's to get, they're doing it for the damage lead and to get time to regenerate some drive gauge. Not a bad call. The important thing is that they did not throw. Not the move I meant to do, but we'll take those. I dropped the combo again, which is beginning to stress me out a little bit. No, that's safe, right? Can't do that. You have to do it. There's like a gap in between where I think you can do that. And I did not press the button during that gap. So I got fucking found on. Whew. So yeah, with cammy, especially once you walk somebody to the corner, the whole thing is mostly that you have to control your own spacing very carefully in order to make them make a second guess about, ooh, very good. Knee, uppercut. Yeah, it's plus. So yeah, the main thing, right, I need to finish the thought because I keep getting cut off because I'm trying to fight at the same time. The thing about cammy is that because you kind of have to rely on your strike throw as the cammy player, you need to be very comfortable with making people second guess whether or not they should be blocking a strike or a throw once you have them in the corner. Nah, I'm not dead. This is gonna hurt. Uppercut. I'm going to lose the drive advantage and possibly the health advantage here. I am on the left side. So let me see. Okay, they didn't do anything silly. I should have just let it. I should have let it rip. In terms of like, I shouldn't have pressed anything there. If I'd let them let that rip, I would have gotten that win. But that's my fault. I wasn't sure if they were going to do it. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Follow alerts are anonymous, so you can follow and lurk to your heart's content. But welcome on into the Gauge Gang. I hope you enjoy your stay. There we go. Got it. So yeah, that's the thing I was saying before that I was trying to finish my thought on that I couldn't because I was too busy trying to live. With cammy, you have to get very comfortable with making people second guess when you're going to strike them or when you're going to throw them. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, unfortunate. If I hadn't, honestly, any spin knuckle there would have gotten me killed. So doing spin knuckle at all was the wrong call there. But I was assuming that he might throw a fireball. It's plus. Yep. Yeah, I shouldn't have jumped there. I did the wrong. That's unfortunate. Alright. Didn't come out. Oh no, I dropped it. I'm so sad. That distance, if I hadn't messed up the Super Art 3, you can tell I stopped short, like somewhere around here. If I'd done that, but I stopped short when I was doing the input, and I felt my hands fucking fumble it. But if I hadn't fumbled the input at that distance, Tiger Shot wouldn't have recovered fast enough. I would have popped right through the Tiger Shot and killed him. But I messed up the input. It is a little sad, but it is what it is. Who sent me a text message? What's...
Beginning operation.
Okay, and now y'all will get to see what I mean with like Ryu and Fireball War. Well, I don't have a Fireball, so... Busts. Hadouken. Wow. That was a good reaction though. To do... That's what, JMP? Or J4MP? And then do that? Good reaction. Hey, you see how fast that fireball is, right? Well, aside from the fact that they did very deliberately nerf the way that Cammy spin knuckle works, so it's harder to react to fireballs with her. Don't do anything to us here. Nah, I might be dead though. Yeah, because it's Ryu. He does a shit ton of damage. Alright. Yeah, this is always rough. So Ryu, as you all can see, plays a very kind of like straightforward sort of game, but that's really all he needs. He does a lot of damage. Especially if you are pressing a lot of buttons in positions where you shouldn't be against Ryu. He will kind of like ooh, yeah. If I had done a neutral jump, I would have been okay. Or block. I don't know if I could have blocked it and punished it, but like a neutral jump over donkey kick, if you cannot drive impact it, is like one of the best ways to set up to punish it, basically. Okay. might be dead here because, yeah, it's Ryu. Very recently, especially, as in within like the last season or so of Street Fighter 6, Ryu has gotten a lot of changes that make him very strong in terms of like, if you are, I'll put it like this. Ryu and Cammy are both, in certain aspects, supposed to be very straightforward characters, but in different ways. Ryu is a straightforward all-rounder, because he has a standing overhead, he has a fireball, he has a DP, he can do OD DP and make it fully invulnerable, stuff like that, right? Ryu also hits like a truck, right? The main price that he pays for that is that he can be very predictable, but at the same time, right, like, it sort of doesn't matter that much if you play a very solid defensive game. Ryu basically kind of like takes a piss on most people, and it's very and even like a quote-unquote like bad Ryu player, if you don't understand the specific ways in which you can call out and punish him, you get your shit pushed in. I should have drive impacted that ideally if I was going to try to punish it. Yep. Yeah, alright. Nah, I reacted to the wrong thing. I thought a wheel kick was coming. I thought a wheel kick was coming and a wheel kick was not coming. The wheel kick I'm talking about. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like that wheel kick right there. Like, basically, if you can either force Zangief to whiff it, if you block it very close, or ideally if you drive impact it, he eats shit. Yeah. Running bear grab is... I don't know if I'd have done that. I might be dead, but I don't know if I would have done that. So, the reason why I say that is because Zangief's critical art is probably the, like, in terms of raw damage, the most damaging critical art in the game. It is the sort of thing that like comebacks are made of that shit basically. So the fact that they used it to punch out the round like that means that they are pretty sure that they've got enough of a read on me that they can kill me without it. And I understand that in most circumstances, but not this one. Not a good idea. And that's why. Like, make no mistake, Cammy does have to work very carefully around Zangief because, like, you know, Cammy putting out limbs at spots where she shouldn't makes it very easy for Zangief to punish her. In certain aspects. Not what I wanted to do. Unfortunate. So, Zangief did a drive rush into drive impact, but drive impact does not work on super moves. All super moves in the game will take drive impact and and absolutely shatter it. That headbutt is also extremely plus. So if you are ever in a situation where Zangief has made you block the headbutt, you're not happy. It's the simplest way to put it. Do not be in a situation where Zangief has made you block the headbutt, because easier said than done. But yeah, they learned their lesson now, and they held that now instead of trying to set up for that. Nope. The other thing that's dangerous about approaching Zangief on the ground is that his spinning pile driver, whichever one you want to call it. Like a lot of other command throws in this game, its range is dependent on which button you press in order to initiate it. The reason why Cammy wants to be very careful about where she puts out buttons against Zangief is that at certain ranges and certain spaces, if you're just like fucking around and you press a button and Zangief has done light SPD, if you've extended your hurt box enough with whatever move you're doing, he will grab you with light SPD and then you kind of just eat shit. It's not fun. Yeah, I kind of messed up that dive kick there, because I don't know. You also want to be careful as Cammy how often you present dive kick at people, because once they get the feeling that you're going to do it, they will start taking measures to blow it up. Oops. I got the jab, and I could have canceled into a drive impact and counter DI'd, but I probably just messed up the input. Which is unfortunate, but that's what it is. I probably was still holding the down input after catching with the jab, and so... yeah. Nah, I immediately gave it up. So, you'll notice that the Akuma, especially when they're at the far end of the screen, how they, like, any character with a fireball playing against cammy, if the player has been playing either Street Fighter long enough or this game long enough in particular, they will be doing the back walk, deliberately try to bait a spin knuckle so that cammy can put her hitbox in a position where fireball. Yep. There we go. Where, yeah, the back walk at specific distances is especially meant to, like, bait spin knuckle. And working around that is kind of a pain. I know why. Like, now I'm down for both damage and for drive, and I can very well lose this round off of this interaction now, because I'm also close to the corner. But... yeah. If I didn't try to do something faster, I might have been able to make that work. Maybe. But... very difficult. Yeah, messed that up. Ooh. You're dead. So, the unfortunate thing about Akuma, the very unfortunate thing about Akuma as a character is that while Akuma has an amazing, very versatile, very diverse offensive suite and is very scary once he has it set up, he has shit for health. So, as the Akuma player, you have to be very confident in your ability to sort of like control your space and hold your square and stay on top of people, because if they get the right opening, like, yeah, like if you're Akuma and you're doing like this shit, then you're good, right? But if you're ever in a position where you have let okay, so they don't know the trick or they missed it. There's a gap in that sequence where like a super art 1, if you're burned out, will in fact hit cammy. Assuming that your super art 1 is like strike and ball or what have you. Alright, yeah, because then yeah, they weren't I sat and thought about it for a minute. I'm like, okay, they're not doing wake up DP, they're not doing wake up super. I think I can just, especially if I'm not trying to like just sit here and do like walk up meaty crouching heavy punch, I can probably just see if they'll respond to the throw at all. And they didn't, so they ate shit. But yeah, that's the thing I was saying about Akuma, right? Like, if you can stay on top of your opponent and demonstrate aggression and not get, like, fucking toasted up, then you're good, right? But you have to have a very good command of your offensive options as Akuma, or, ooh. No. I should be dead here. Damn it, I messed it up. I messed up the combo a little.
You're in my way.
The other reason why people walk back against cammy is also to bait dive kicks. Yeah, I should be dead now. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, Ed in particular, because of how he hits sort of at mid-range a lot, right? They messed up the meaty, which is unfortunate. Positives will pay off. Yep. Ooh. Let's see if they do it correctly. Unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate. They tried. So yeah, this Ed has a pretty good command of the things that they want to do. Yeah, I shouldn't have tried to throw there. I didn't have the space for that. Yeah, nah, Ed was too far back for that. I should be dead here. Ah, wow. If I had not done Spiral Arrow, I could have tried to respond with the Drive Impact, which is unfortunate. There we go. Yeah, alright, and they're almost loaded back up for Bear, so I gotta be careful here. Is that correct? Yeah, I could have impacted that. Thank you for the free damage. Nope. Nah, unfortunate. Hesitated. I hesitated, and I hesitated bad after the punish. I made it work, but that nearly cost me a lot. We'll probably go until I hit the bottom of maybe to the bottom of the hour, I think, and then we'll call it a little. Technically speaking, I normally run 6 to 9. Started late, and sometimes I'll go till I hit 3 hours. Sometimes I'll just go till, you know, just about right. So in my head, I'm like, eh.
Gotta do this. Come on.
No mercy for you.
Round 1.
1, 5. Yeah. Yeah, you can also jump if you're in the corner. You don't mind, like... Shouldn't have done that. Nope. They were baiting that. wasn't. They were baiting either an ODDP or Super Art 1. Either one, if I'd done either one like I was thinking about, I would have lost at that particular juncture. Nope, give me that. That's expensive on my part, but I didn't get hit by the drive impact, so I'll take it. There we go. Good night. Good night, Ken. Match point. You don't have a C3 on deck unless I draw this out, so I need to be very deliberate about how I approach. Yeah, it could be in play. Yeah. Alright, it's no longer in play. Hadouken. Damn. They saved the Shoryu wrap up for the right time. That was a very good reversal DP. I respect it. And that's the thing, right? As a player, one of the things that is a major part of making fighting games work out correctly is that you have to spend a lot of time. And there are some people who will never fall for being conditioned. There's some people who you can never train to do a certain thing, and it can be very annoying. Oh, hey, it's a DJ I fought earlier. But a lot of it also is making your opponent think that you may never do a thing, and then you do the thing at the time when they're not expecting you to do the thing, and then you therefore get away with it, with like doing it when normally you wouldn't. Ooh, the backdash. Oh, that's unfortunate that whiffed right there. Oh, damn it. If I'd been a little closer, I would have at least maybe forced them to... Nah. I should be dead now. Okay. Yeah. I gave them that a little. I need to cool my head. Nah. Hey. Yeah. Alright. I think I can run this back. The thing is that now I know I'm getting a little antsy in ways that I wasn't doing the first time we fought. There we go. Yeah, and you see how every time I jump in, they're doing face breaker? I need to be... Ooh. If I'd done light or medium spiral arrow, it might have started up quick enough to clip that, but I don't know. I did heavy. I need to be careful about doing that, because they've demonstrated that they will, in fact, just respond to fucking raw-ass drive impacts with a drive impact. I missed the timing on that. That shouldn't have dropped. It shouldn't have, being the key phrase there. Yeah, no, I should have done that.
DJ win.
But we made progress tonight. I was hoping to beat, based on how things were going, I was thinking that I was going to be able to like sit at 1300 tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay. I sort of have the feeling back. The main thing that I was mostly hoping for, and this is why I was trying to not be like, I'm going to put like a hard number goal of I have to be in this rank by the time we're done tonight, or you know, like it, or it's fucking pathetic. Like I try not to do that because again, you have to be very deliberate about what kind of mindset you cultivate if you're gonna play competitive games. Especially, you have to be easier on yourself with certain aspects of these things. Okay. Okay, gonna do a lot of like. Yeah. Okay. Ah, unfortunate. Why didn't you do Shinobi Bachi? Good shimmy. Alright. Yeah, this person's gonna do like a lot of like poke picking and then occasionally like that. Kagura no Mai. Yeah. And honestly, like, having that playstyle as Mai is not, like, the worst thing either, because a lot of Mai's normals are either have really good range or are very fast, so and even in, like, her own Fatal Fury, she's very good at, like, pick-poking people to death, and then just moving around and being, like, a general pain in the ass. In both Fatal Fury and in King of Fighters, it's more noticeable with Mai, the way that her strengths work, because both of those games do privilege a certain degree of movement. Yeah. Again, you see how she was walking back? The walk back was specifically for, like, setting herself up to avoid, damn it. There we go. I need to be a little bit more judicious about using standing heavy kick also. No. That's plus as fuck. I wasn't getting a punish off of that. Shinobi Bachi. Shinobi Bachi. Yeah. Like, basically, if you're playing Mai in this game, and you have an opportunity to convert into Shinobi Bachi that's going to hit, there is no reason that you shouldn't do it. Good punish. Like, Mai was a character, like, when she was announced, I was really not thinking I would like her very much. I probably could still make a pretty decent run at using her and like doing a master run, I think, if I really had my heart set on it, but I don't in particular. I should have done that. Too obvious. You shouldn't have thrown it. Why'd you throw the fireball right there? You shouldn't have done that. Why did you do that? It's not going to kill you, but now it's going to hurt. Anyway, that was my fault. But yeah, no, don't throw... If you're in roughly like round start range of Cammy, give or take, and she has Super Art 3 on deck, it is not to your benefit to throw a fireball. Yeah, it was not a trade in my favor. But now, yeah, now you see why I said, right? If you're playing as Mai, and you get a situation where you can convert into Shinobi Bachi, you should. Because Shinobi Bachi has really good corner carry. It keeps you on top of them, and you can like otherwise just kind of keep applying pressure in ways that otherwise you couldn't. Good throw. I need to stop being greedy and wanting to like, get over people's heads. That's getting me into trouble a lot. Try to do that. Kagero. Unfortunately, the Kagero, they should have, if they were gonna do that, I think if I was launched high enough, they should have tried for Chohisatsu if they wanted to make sure to like damage me, but maybe not like burn all their meter. They too would have been better in that situation for Mai, I think. Good throw. Kagero no Mai. Yeah, I might be cooked. Yeah, honestly, I'll take a net gain of like what? Probably a good 30 MR overall for the night. I'll take that. I'm okay with that. I would have liked to do a little better, but I can live with that. That's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's okay, and I can live with that. So, yeah, she's been good. I'll take that because I know that mainly the things that I need to continue to work on right now have to become more comfortable and more refamiliar with my normals. Because like the main thing that I'm really struggling with at this particular moment is that I know in my head that I am not asserting myself as well as I could be with my normals, and that is causing me issues. That's kind of what it is. And so some part of that is that I need to get back that control. Some part of it is I need to clean up my execution a little bit, and some part of it is also that I gotta move a little bit more. Because I know that one of the things that I have a habit of doing is I'm very stiff in the way that I move, and I tend to threaten a lot of the similar. I'm remembering this from like an acquaintance of mine who basically kind of like sat down and like cleaned my clock repeatedly without having to do like a lot of like movement or assertion, and it was like, yeah, I'm getting my shit pushed in, and it kind of sucks because I'm doing a lot of fucking around and finding out. So, all that said though, thank y'all for hanging out. I'm gonna go find somebody to drop y'all off with. All right, I should tell you what game we're playing on Sunday. I'm pretty sure I have this. I need to go make a point of going to go double check to make sure that it's downloaded, because I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, oh, have I downloaded this even? So I need to go do that. But I'm gonna put this person on in the background to listen to. Let's go hang out. I think I'm gonna try to raid DJ Night. But right, the game that we're gonna be playing Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you who are new here, Sundays are usually like my long form game streams where it's like, all right, I'm gonna play a game that will take usually like a good couple of sessions to beat on stream or what have you. Or I'll use it usually like for RPGs and stuff like that. This one is an oldie. You may not know this, but way back in like 2021, played a little game by a little company called FromSoft known as Lost Kingdoms. I'm gonna play the second one as my next long form game because we used Metroid Dread as like a palate cleanser, because right before that we were just doing Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. So now we are going to be picking up with Lost Kingdoms 2. I played the first game in like 2021. So yeah, I'm gonna do the second one. And that will be starting from Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then that'll be our long form game for the next little while. Okay, the person I was planning on raiding seems to have gone offline. Now I'd be like PT and play Genshin Impact. Lambert, I literally can't play Genshin I can't play gacha games in general anymore, but I especially can't play Genshin. I had to hard cut myself off from all gacha. Like that shit. I was about to say, like, PT also hasn't played Genshin Impact in like little years. You are well behind the times, my guy. Nah, like you're way back in the past. But yeah, if you want to hang out with us, you'll notice that Nightbot was just saying that we have a Discord link. There's a Discord link up there if you would like to join. If you want to know more about Munity, which is the game dev studio co-op that I helped co-found and I do a lot of work with at present, you can go over to our website over there and check out that stuff. Here are my other links and things like that. And then in case the Discord got pushed up, I'm just going to do it again, actually. If you want to join the Discord, there's a Discord. We watch anime on Saturdays and things like that. Well, an anime Toku on Saturdays and otherwise chill out. I'll be shaming PT about it. This really don't stop till 2029. You're lying, Lambert, because I know you perfectly well and you're going to continue into 2035. I know you. I know the smell of you. I know you. But yeah, no, I had to quit playing Genshin. I had to quit playing Genshin a while back because, as it turns out, while I am not a whale, I am a dolphin. And that means that I am extremely, extremely susceptible to the kinds of tactics that gacha games use to entice you to buy things. So I can't. I had to, for both the safety of my own wallet and the safety of my own mind, I'm like, nah, I can't. Like, I don't play gacha games anymore. I can't do it. My personality is such that it is extremely easy to basically get knocked right over the head with that, and then I suffer. I'm trying to find us somebody to go hang out with where we can do something a little chill, because I was sitting here like being sweaty as hell. But you know what? I'm gonna send y'all over to Thormungander. So Thormungander is a variety streamer who excels in playing with a number of weird, unusual, and just otherwise like what is going on here controllers, right? Assuming that Twitch will let me actually look at their stream. That would be nice. Why are we doing this? Twitch, why are we like this? Let me go to Thor's stream. I can see Thor's stream, please. Thank you. All right, so I will. Yes, they are. I am going to say this. This is very important. Thormangander is currently on Act 3 of Hollow Knight Silksong. If you are trying to avoid spoilers for Act 3 of Hollow Knight Silksong, I'm going to raid and run because I have some other stuff to do, and I also don't want to get spoiled. But, well, sort of. But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled for Act 3 of Hollow Knight Silksong, you may want to avoid the raid when we go out. But yeah, they are currently on Act 3 of Hollow Knight Silksong, attempting to finish it, playing a potato, playing on a controller that is basically a bunch of potatoes wired into a bunch of other stuff. It is really wild looking, but consider it. They made it to Act 3 with that. So, you know. So, thank y'all for coming by. Enjoy your time with Thor. I'll see y'all either on Discord or on Saturday or on Sunday for whatever it is that we happen to be doing. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you go outside, be excellent to each other, but not the bigots, racist, terrorists, sexist, anti-queer folks, or fascists. Remember, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and reproductive rights are human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, and Haiti must all be free. None of us are free until we're all free. Take care of each other, look out for each other, do the best that you can. It's 2026. I am going to say also, because, you know, New Year's just came by and all this other stuff, and it was on my mind for part of stream because I saw something somebody said. Honestly, if your only goal right now is I'm just trying to make it through 2026, that, insofar as that's like a goal, that's fine. There is no shame in that. Or if you're like, I don't do New Year's resolutions because whatever, that's fine. I'm mostly just here to encourage you. Just take your life one step at a time. If that's all you got, then that's all there is. So roll with that, you know? All right, that's all I've got. We're going to go hang out with Thor. Here's the raid message. Again, Thor is literally on Act 3, fighting the final boss of Act 3. So I say all of this explicitly so that if you are not trying to get spoiled on Act 3 of Silksong, or see like the last boss of Act 3 of Silksong, now is your time to make dip. But that's the raid message. Throw in your favorite emotes. They don't have to be my emotes. Keep them appropriate, and I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. Stay safe, you hear? Deuces.